Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Kind of Man at YouTube with another modelling video. We'll be looking at floor polish and applications of it to your kit. Now we know a few people do it. It's very popular to use the American brand of Johnson's Pledge Future Floor, and I'll talk about other ones that are available in other locations. So this is very affordable and can be found in the States. It can be imported very expensively, though most countries have trouble acquiring it. It is the consistency of water. It is already pre-thinned. All you have to do is add it to your airbrush and spray light multiple coats. Quite strong stuff and scratch resistance. Now the really cool thing about it being so clear, if you put it in a large enough container, you can actually dip clear pieces in there and it comes out really shiny and beautiful. The disadvantage to that is because you're caking on so much floor polish, it's going to take forever to dry, so do not touch it for days if you do that. It is acrylic based and clears out of your paint brush or airbrush using acrylic thinners or methylated spirits. So this is absolutely amazing, really nice gloss sheen, and it's absolutely my favourite. Now, it is tricky to get into some countries and can be quite expensive unless you have friends. Now, Pledge, or Johnson's, also makes the One Go. This used to be available in Australia, though they discontinued it for some reason. I was just going to forget about it, but after a Facebook post inquiry from the Philippines, this product is still available in some countries. Now, it is very similar to Future Floor, though it's of a cloudier consistency. A lot of people have concerns that the cloudiness will go and affect the shade and colour of your model. It dries absolutely clear, and I'll demonstrate this later. Its biggest problem is its consistency is extremely thick, double of Future Floor. It can go for an airbrush, it can go for a paintbrush, but after application and drying, it will crack and produce all sorts of problems. There is a way around that, and with methylated spirits or any type of acrylic thinner that's not water, you can thin it 50-50 or more thinner, and it's easily applied just like Future Floor via airbrush or paintbrush. Very thin coats, and you're going to get a very similar results. It just takes a little more work with the thinning, but 50-50 is a very easy ratio to remember. You can put it in a container and mix a very large batch of it and just not worry about it. Unfortunately, I don't know if it can do the clear piece dunking. So that's other Southeast Asian countries and countries that don't have Future Floor. If you find the Pledge One Go, all good. Now for my brothers in Australia, unfortunately, we've got long life in our supermarkets. I believe Coles stocks it. What we got is this purely milk-based consistency coloured liquid. Now, the first thing that's going to come to anybody's mind is, oh shit, this is definitely going to affect the finish of my model. And frankly, it doesn't. Same go with the One Go. Thin it 50%. Application via airbrush or hand paint. It has a self-leveling thinner, leveling agent in it, so it actually takes a very long time to dry, which is a disadvantage. And if you apply too much, you're going to get little whites build up around corners and stuff. After a few days, it actually goes clear, but you don't really want that. So definitely a airbrush and hand paint job, and also produces quite a nice finish. Just always remember to thin. Now I've got a bottle here in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about. Methylated spirits. It's just a alcohol based solvent, and is acrylic based, so for your acrylic paints and thinners, perfect for thinning. It does have a tendency of being a bit dry and making liquids dry faster. Absolutely ideal for thinning floor polishes, not so much for paint via an airbrush, though it is a very good airbrush cleaning product. So any brand, but that's the general go. I've got a little sample tank here. Now this is the original finish, sort of a matte satin black lacquer primer. On the side is 3 products. It's a bit scratched up and hand painted, so there is streaks. And that's mostly from the paint, not the varnish. Though this panel is Pledge Future Floor acrylic. The middle panel is Pledge One Go, not thinned. And the end, Long Life, also not thinned. All 3 of them applied very, very thickly. And you can see across all 3 panels, the black has the same intensity of colour. It actually isn't faded or anything from the milkiness or pigment from the actual liquid. So there you go, floor polish. All 3 products are absolutely acceptable to use. The other 2 may not be as convenient. They're very cheap at a few dollars at your shopping centres. And forget about all the elitism of fancy and popular products or whatnot. Any of them will work on your model kits. I hope this answers any of your questions about floor polish. If you have a brand that's acrylic based, that's recommended to be used on things like plastic, vinyls, rubbers and woods, and has the consistency or colour of any of those 3, and reacts well to methylated spirits, have a buy. Mix it, apply it to a test piece, watch it for a few days if it cracks or does anything amusing, and report back to your local community so everyone will have a chance of having access to a very cheap clear coat for their models. And these are the major ones covered. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.